Hey guys, my name's Jamble and welcome to another Hytale video. Today we're going to be talking about things that people have missed in Hytale. There's been many things that I found that I think that the majority of people haven't seen, and I want to bring it to the light so that the Hytale community can really see what's in the game and we can really just speculate from what we see. First things first, we have wires. Now, I'm speculating that wires might be the redstone of Hytale. And one thing that you notice is that they don't take up a full block, which might mean there might be like little blocks in that block where you can place down the wires and make much more complicated contraptions or machinery in Hytale. There might also be little blocks so that when you're placing down something cosmetic on a table, that you can have overlays of multiple items that really make the table feel more full. So if there is a cosmetic overlay system, we might also see it with the wires so that you can have multiple wires on one block, or you could have wires and maybe a plant next to it, just so that you can have multiple things on a single spot or a single block, which could mean that people using these tools might be able to create some really wacky and advanced things. So, hype, I guess. But in all honesty, it's very hard to see if the wires do take up a full block or if they're kind of unique from blocks. I mean, we might see that there might be entity sort of blocks or something along those lines where they're more free, so that might be something that we see from the wires. But this is really exciting to see that we got wires that clearly power up things in Hytale that we can use as a redstone sort of source. Now you might be able to see the green sort of coverings over the wires that have a green box above them. Now what they do is, when he runs past a particular point, they set off an effect that makes an explosion. So what this means is that we can use this for films, or we could use it for, let's say, if you make an adventure map and you want there to be fake explosions when a player enters a room, you could do that using the wires and using these green slab-looking carpet-based keyframe stuff. But what I'm really saying is that you've got more options to make films with these green boxes, to make films or movies or adventure maps that you can really use effects. Also, if you notice, there's red ones here. Now what they do, I'm not really sure, but they could be sound or they could be maybe animations. It's really hard to know what they do because he doesn't actually run past them. But what they might do is they might be the sound. So it might be red for sound and green for effect or something along that. I'm guessing we're going to see when the time is right. But I'm definitely guessing that they're color coded so the player knows what does what. Here we see corpses, which really shows that when you die, you don't just disappear, but your corpse is left on the floor, which is really interesting and something that we see a lot in mods. But yeah, having corpses in the game is a really cool idea, especially just for telling where is something. I'm guessing it might be different depending on how you die. So maybe if you die in lava, you might evaporate. But if you die, let's say on land or in water, your body might be there either floating or lying there. It's really interesting to see what corpses will act like, and maybe they have ragdoll physics or maybe they don't. I'm guessing they don't, because ragdoll in a block game doesn't really make much sense. But yeah, no, we got corpses as seen in this Hunger Games, and that's just a small thing that I don't think many people knew. So yeah, corpses. Now going on to the next thing is another tribe called Slothians. And I feel like that still so many people don't know if Slothians were shown in the game. But yeah, you get a quick clip of them in the trailer here, which really shows what the Slothians are all about. Another fun fact about the Slothians is they live in this tropical prehistoric jungle where all the dinosaurs are shown to be. So they might be a tribe that are trying to fight off the wilderness of the dinosaurs or something along those lines. But here in this clip, we actually see a Slothian in closer action where you can really see more of his details, his bright yellow eyes and his real fluffiness. And they're really sort of cute looking for a tribe in Hytale, and you can really see that they take a lot from the Ferens as they're sort of an animal-based human. They're furry, let's be honest. Now, in the bottom right is something really interesting, okay? So firstly, we see some sort of flag, and I'm guessing these are achievements. And next to that is a little journal that shows maybe your quest that you're on. And when you're finished with the quest, then it goes into your achievements. And that really kind of makes sense. Now, next to that is your map and your inventory, so you can see where you are, and obviously so that you can see what items you have on you. But what's really interesting is the one on the far right. Now, if you see, it looks like two hands doing a handshake. Now, what I'm guessing is that this is your reputation with the tribes. So what this means is that this is where you see your reputation with the tribes, and maybe you can make your own tribe for online too, so sort of like a factions system. Now, how cool would it be if you could make your own tribe and you go online and there's other tribes against you, and if your tribe treats the other tribes, which are the NPC tribes, well, then the NPCs like you, where if someone else treats them badly, they dislike them. And what we could be seeing here is that this might be an online and offline system where you can have reputations with online tribes, and you can have obviously reputations with the single player NPC tribes. Really cool things here that we could really dive into with speculation, but I really hope this is your relationship with the tribes, just because that would be so cool to see in the game. Now, here we got the Quebec village, and if you can see this main Quebec here, he's wearing different clothes to the other Quebecs. And now, this might be far more interesting than what we originally think, because maybe there is some sort of class system or reputation system in the actual Quebecs. This Quebec definitely looks more wealthier or happier than other Quebecs, so that might be why he's wearing this. Maybe he's some sort of priest, or maybe he's wealthier, maybe he's the mayor. But it's interesting to see that he's wearing different clothing to the other Quebecs. Now, next to him is an orange frog. Okay, so this is a big deal because the orange frog shows that there's variations in the mob's colours. We've seen the green frog already, but this frog is orange, which really shows that mobs aren't going to be only one colour. We're going to have different colours of different mobs, which really adds variety into the game and really makes the game more interesting. I know one thing that I enjoy about playing games is seeing different variants of animals. You know, it's a really big thing for me because it makes the world feel more real, and it's just nice to see different versions of animals, especially if there's like a really mythical color frog or something that's like bright purple, and it's very rare to see, and every now and then you might see a purple frog and it's like, oh, if I capture this, I got a purple frog now. So different mob variations is something that I feel that a lot of people didn't know about. Now, going back to Quebecs, I think I found something really big here. If you look at the top right, you see this flowery pink hat wearing Quebec. I know this is a long shot, but I think that Quebecs look different based on gender. I think the normal Quebec that we see, the normal orange one with the stem, I think that's a male Quebec. I think that the female Quebecs might actually have a pink flower on top of their head. So I started digging around for more Quebec clips and art, and I found this by Thomas Frick. Now, this was done ages ago, but something that you might see is not only do we have different coloured Quebecs here, but we have different leaf wearing Quebecs. We got the green baby Quebec, and we got the yellowy, I'm guessing that might be the orange one that we normally are supposed to see. But right there, you got the red one. And what's special about this red Quebec is that they're wearing a dress, which is obviously feminizing this Quebec, and it's got the pink flower on top. Now, I definitely think that these Quebecs are the female Quebecs, and that female Quebecs in the game might have gone through a stage where they were different and they did have either pink flowers if they don't in the release, but I'm guessing that they might. But how cool would that be if we find out that there are female Quebecs and they look so different to the male Quebecs? Also, looking at this blue Quebec on the right here really makes me think maybe that's a jungle Quebec, and maybe that based on the environment they're in, they look different as well. And we might see different variations of Quebecs in the game, which would be really, really cool, because we all love Quebecs, right? They're super cute. So if female Quebecs or different types of Quebecs are in the game, that would be really nice to see. And it just gets me so much more excited for the game because, you know, it releases in 2021, hype. And something small to end the video on is that blocks interact with each other. So here you see this Ed Sheeran lookalike who's smacking the anvil with a hammer. And as you can see, when he smacks it, the weapon stand behind him shakes with it. This is something that's really cool and interesting, just the detail of how blocks interact with each other. And I just wanted to put this in the end because just showing the little details that really make this game is another big reason why we should be excited for Hytale, because they put so much effort into the smallest details to really make this game look so amazing. And if you like this video, leave a like and subscribe. It would mean the world to me. I'm coming up to my 500 subscriber milestone, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.